They fit you good? Can you jump? How do they feel, honey?
It feels comfortable.
Wait, yeah, can you stand up for a second? I just want to make sure that they fit you, okay? They feel good?
Yeah.
Have a hug?
Can you say good morning to all of our friends?
Good morning.
We also have Miss Barbara Weinstein, who is the president of Family Central.
Whoa, do I look like a president?
Many of these children have never ever had a new pair of shoes. They've never had anything, and this is a gift for them that they feel like everybody else. They have something special, something new, something that's theirs alone that they don't have handed down from someone else in their family.
We work hand in hand with hundreds of schools, social service agencies, and other charities. And we also work one-on-one with teachers and school social workers and school resource officers.
The kid missing out on an event or missing out on a field trip or just a social group with his friends because of a pair of shoes, it is a big deal to them and it does make a difference to them. So being able to provide them with the littlest need, that gives them something that makes them feel like they're normal and they fit in with their friends, which at that age, if you can remember, it's pretty important.
Gavin never liked wearing his uniforms, and now he's excited to wear his uniform because he has the matching shoes to go with his shirt.
We provide between 15 and 20,000 pairs of shoes each year to children and families in need locally, and in addition to that, we also provide between 500 and 1,000 backpacks each year, complete with school supplies.
The Children's Services Council and myself personally, we have worked together with Harleen and her team for the past 7 years to ensure that this year it was over 6,000 students have shoes, backpacks, school supplies and uniforms.
They fit.
Harleen and her crew are dedicated to the task of ensuring that some of these kids who may have had secondhand shoes for all of their lives, that they are given the full retail experience, that they can sit down, that they can be properly measured for their shoes, and that they get a chance to choose what color, what style they want. So it has been an incredibly rewarding partnership over the past 7 years that we can only see getting better.
All right, so our shoes are finally in, and I told you about this nonprofit organization called In Jacob Shoes. They thought enough of us to say, hey, Coach T, we want to help you out with your guys' basketball program in order to make sure that your kids have the proper footwear in order to play this game, what we call basketball. This organization is so unique. And how they started was the mother and father had a son that was named Jacob. And Jacob, he was just like any other normal kid. He played sports and things like that, but he lost his life, early. The mom side said, what can I do in order to honor Jacob? Because Jacob was a giving kid. He was a kid that, he shared his things with his friends. And in order to honor his name so he can continue to live on and have a huge impact in his world, the mother started In Jacob Shoes. And so that's what we're here today for, to make sure we take care of you guys. So In Jacob Shoes is looking out for the young men in Belle Glade, today. So we're gonna go over and we're gonna get the bags of shoes, call you guys by name, so you can take that shoe and it's yours, to be able to wear to practice, or you can play in your game. Some of you guys have to borrow other people's shoes. You don't have to do that anymore because you have your own pair of shoes.
There's a longer-term goal here, and that is to break the cycle of poverty. In order to do that, kids have to stay in school, and they need all sorts of tools. Shoes, backpacks, and school supplies being one of them, and that is what In Jacob Shoes is providing to the children so that they can stay in school, they can play sports, they can participate in extracurricular activities, and stay out of trouble, and hopefully break the cycle of poverty.
This is my first time volunteering for this. I think it's really great. It's so great to see the little kids like excited to get a pair of shoes.
Show your shoes.
Yeah, that way.
Say thank you, everybody. Thank you. We distribute shoes 365 days a year, but during the back to school season, we also participate in several very large back to school events. And at these events, we have these pop-up shoe stores, and our volunteers act as personal shoppers, and they assist the kids in picking out the shoes that they want and the shoes that fit them properly.
I love volunteering for Jacob Shoes. It's so rewarding, one of the best things I do. I love putting a smile on these kids' faces every year by giving them a new pair of shoes.
I'm actually helping the family right now. They're trying on some shoes. They're having a great time.
I think the whole idea of giving shoes is just fabulous, and who doesn't need a good pair of shoes?
They have been with us since the beginning of the Back to School Bash, and so we couldn't be more thankful for everything they do.
Some of the kids that come in, they are wearing shoes
from last year.
Shoes that we gave them, shoes that are sometimes 2 sizes too small. They come in, they tell us, the little kids, my feet hurt. They have sores on their feet because they don't have proper shoes.
We prepare for that all summer for back to school, but then year round, people don't, a lot of people don't realize we do this year round, and because the need is constant. For us, it's a daily part of our lives, the charity.
When people hear the word poverty and children who have nothing, they often think of third world countries and kids in Africa, but little do they know that 2 minutes away, kids with nothing.
1 in every 5 children in South Florida lives in some sort of poverty. That's a big number. I hope we do Jacob proud.